Families, welcome back once again. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this is your first time, my name is Mamri and you are very, very welcome. This video is about Burkina Faso. Great news. Yes, the government has reduced the prices of essential medication for the citizens, the entire citizens. Families, please listen to this news and I'll be back. Thank you for your time.
The information was provided by the Minister of Health himself. Starting from May 26, 2025, the price of essential generic medicines will decrease in Burkina Faso. According to Minister Kagugu, this reduction in the public sale price ranges from 10 to 46% for tablet forms, from 0.2 to 55% for injectable forms, from 1 to 20% for oral suspension forms, and from 0.6 to 25% for other pharmaceutical forms. This is a decision made by the president of Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore. The idea is to enable low-income Burkinabes to have access to quality healthcare products at a lower cost.
For example, let's take a blister pack of Captopril, 25 milligrams. This is a high-quality antihypertensive medication. This medication will go from 140 CFA francs to 75 CFA francs, which is a 46% reduction. And for a 3-month treatment, the patient will save a little over 1,200 CFA francs compared to the year 2024. For insulin, which is used in the treatment of diabetes, so the vial will go from 2,750 CFA francs to 2,500 francs, which is a 9% reduction. For a 3-month treatment with a daily injection, the patient will save 22,500 CFA francs compared to the year 2024.
This measure applies only to public and contracted health facilities where the products were sold at higher prices than in private pharmacies. The Minister of Health specifies
it is not normal for essential generic medicines to be more expensive in public facilities than in pharmacies. And so this is truly an important point that I want to highlight to show that the government is analyzing, monitoring, and ensuring that Burkinabes, especially the average Burkinabe, have access to quality products at lower cost.
In addition to essential generic medicines and medical consumables, the price reduction also applies to vaccines and serums at border entry points.
Thus, the CAMEG cost price of a vial of polyvalent anti-venom serum for West Africa, which used to cost 21,833 CFA francs, is now being sold to the public at a price of 2,000 CFA francs, the CAMEG sale price, with no margin applied, but rather a reduction of 19,833 CFA francs.
All of this was made possible, according to Minister Kagugu, thanks to the increase in CAMEG stock levels.
And this has been the case since its transformation from an association into a state-owned company in 2024. Actions have been taken to raise stock levels. Thus, the 1-month availability level of stock for the 71 tracer products increased from 45% at the end of March 2024 to 75% as of April 12, 2025. And efforts are ongoing to raise this availability level to 90% by June, and ultimately to make all 71 tracer medicines fully available by the end of the year.
A monitoring committee will soon be established to ensure the effectiveness of the measure in public and contracted health facilities. The Minister of Health reassures.
Thank you so much, families, for listening and watching. Wow, I'm so happy for them. Tell us where you are, how they do it. For me, I pay full medication, no discount, nothing. Even my son that has sickle cell, some of the medications is fully pay for, I have to pay it fully because they don't consider it as serious. Yes, I mean, I can't go into details. Antidepressant medication is serious than sickle cell in some countries. Let me leave it there. As they always do, whenever certain things come out or certain announcements come out and the citizens do not understand it properly, they will interview the ministers to explain it to us. So the Minister of Health has explained it in this interview. I'll be back, families.
On the topic, we are joined by the Minister of Health, Robert Kagogo. Good evening, Minister.
Good evening, Madam.
So, the public sale prices of essential generic medicines have dropped in Burkina Faso. In any case, this measure has been widely welcomed by the public. But could you first go back over the reasons that led to the adoption of this measure?
Thank you very much, Madam, for giving us the opportunity to speak about this important measure to drastically reduce the prices of essential generic medicines and medical consumables. This measure is fully in line with the vision of His Excellency, the President of FASO, Head of State, Captain Ibrahim Traore vision that aims for all Burkinabe, especially the average citizen, to have fair access to quality health and nutrition care and services. Leaving no one, no Burkinabe, behind is truly the guiding principle of His Excellency, the President of FASO. You may recall, Madam, that when you had me on the Tribune de Redevabilité program, this question came up. And at the time, I told you that when the availability of medicine improved, the government would certainly make decisions. So we are being consistent with what we said we would do.
In any case, the report we just watched does not say otherwise. The implementation can be seen in several health facilities in Ouagadougou, but is it actually effective in other health facilities across the country?
So I want to say that the weekend before this measure came into effect, that is this past weekend, we instructed all the general directors of hospitals, all the regional health directors, and all the district chief doctors to carry out an inventory so that on May 26th, the decision could be implemented effectively. And I can assure you, as I speak to you now, that across the network of more than 2,000 essential generic drug depots, 70 district distribution depots, and about 15 hospital drug depots, this measure is in effect.
So, still regarding the effectiveness of this measure, can you assure us, Mr. Minister, that there will no longer be any stock shortages, that stock shortages will be a thing of the past? Because complaints about this issue are numerous. The phrase, "you have to go pay outside," has practically become a refrain.
That's true, Madam. The availability of medication is a major challenge for us. But I would like to point out, as my colleagues have mentioned, that on the ground, availability is improving. We have gone from an availability rate of 45% in March 2024, when we were transforming KMEG into a state-owned company, to an availability rate of 75% at the end of May. And the goal for the end of May, for the end of June, is to reach a 90% availability rate. And the general manager of KMEG has made this a key element of his performance contract, along with his entire team. Normally, by the end of the year, we should further improve this availability. So, in the short term, emergency orders are being placed. The Ministry of Finance is supporting us to improve KMEG's cash flow. And so, with all of this, we believe that the availability of medication will improve. Now, another aspect of our strategy to improve availability is health sovereignty. Once again, the head of state is showing the way and has given instructions for the Burkina state to simply buy back the company Profam, which is a company that produces medicines locally in Burkina. And so very high level instructions have been given to the Minister of Finance so that this industrial unit can truly be strengthened in order to produce more medicines. The other aspect is the ongoing operationalization of the state-owned company FASOFAM, which will obviously serve as a kind of technopole that will attract foreign investors so they can come and produce locally. Another point I want to bring up, and this is still about the issue of financial accessibility to medicines. Yes, medicines. At the Ministry of Health, we are going to conduct a study to simplify, if necessary, both the supply chain and the distribution chain, because we have realized that if we manage to simplify the supply chain to ensure that KME can have more direct contact with medicine producers, and if we manage to simplify the distribution chain, so for example, by minimizing the number of intermediaries between KMEG and the end user, we certainly help to further reduce the prices of medicines.
In any case, your answers are reassuring, but people still have questions. They want to be reassured about the issue of monitoring in healthcare facilities. Are any measures being taken at this level to address the inconveniences that are often reported?
I want to reassure you that under the very high instructions of His Excellency, the President of FASO, Head of State, Captain Ibrahim Traore, and under the close supervision of His Excellency, the Prime Minister, the ministers in charge of commerce and health are required to ensure that this measure is implemented effectively. And as my colleagues have told you, we are going to strengthen inspections and supervision in the field. The technical inspection of health services will do its job. The National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency will do the same. Regional directors and hospital general managers have been instructed to ensure that this is carried out. We are also counting on the vigilance of Burkinabe citizens to make sure this measure truly becomes a reality.
And finally, Mr. Minister, what message or appeal would you like to address to the people of Burkina Faso?
I would like to once again reassure the public that their health is a top strategic priority for the head of state and for the government, and that no effort will be spared to ensure that the population has fair access to quality health and nutrition care and services. Allow me, before concluding, to once again congratulate and encourage the healthcare workers who are courageous, whether in our hospitals or even in areas facing major security challenges. These are committed healthcare workers who ensure that the people of Burkina Faso can benefit from quality health and nutrition care and services.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, for being available to answer our questions. Let me remind our viewers that you came to provide us with clearer information about the new measure that is lowering the prices of essential medicines. Thank you for staying with us for the rest of the program.
Thank you so much, families, for listening and watching. Great news. I'm so happy for my brothers and sisters in Burkina Faso. This is great news because healthy citizens means everything will be good, means work will be good. They work properly and everything. No worry about medications, certain medications, especially when it comes to like cancer and the rest. You know, if you don't have money, no treatment. No, you'll be treated. I'm so happy for them. This is what I have to share with you, families. If you are new here, my name is Mamre. What I do here, I take the news from the channels of AES, work on it, translate them, and then share it. So those of us who do not understand French, we will understand what is going on, because majority of us English speaking people or citizens support them. So we need to know what is going on. So that's why I will not be putting any thumbnail that you will not see in this video. It is true. What is going on is what I'm sharing here. So please don't be confused. It is rare news. Anyway, families, I will see you. I'll be back with another news from Niger. You will be seeing a lot of thumbnails. He says about our Niger president. He has come out again. You know him, when he come out, his interview is always long. 1 hour plus, this is over 3 hours. I've worked on 1 hour and I'll be back to share it with you. Families, I will see you soon. Thank you so much for your time. Credit to RTB News and FASO 7. See you soon, families. Bye-bye.